So welcome to Unity of Mesa. And we want to thank all of you for sharing your love and light with us today. And please know that your soul is welcome here. I'm Reverend Judy Hildebrand, and I am honored to do this service this morning. And I'll be joined by Jeanne and Amy MacLaughlin. Jeanne is a regular singer here, and her sister Amy's here from Germany visiting. They are doing a delightful few numbers for us, and many of the numbers were written by Jeanne and Barb Horton. And our meditator is going to be a surprise meditator. So we will see who pops up. You know, as we talk about our theme, as we work with our theme, we experience it all week, and we've experienced some of this all week because one of the things we're talking about is energy leaks, and we've had all these little energy leaks this week as we figure out how to get back into the groove, back into our regular schedule. And then Wednesday we all paused and sat back to see if there was something different we would need to do this Sunday. And so the something different is I'm going to change the affirmation. The affirmation is, I affirm there is divine order and goodness in this world. Can you say that with me? I affirm there is divine order and goodness in this world and in our lives. And we take that into prayer. And from this sacred space, this communion, this heart-centered space, this communion with Spirit that we connect with when we pray, we hold the highest and the best for this country, for those who are in leadership. We hold their ability to know their strength, their power, to be divinely guided, and to use their wisdom and discernment as they check to see if their actions are in alignment with their intentions and their belief system regarding our country and the principles it is based upon. We hold those in prayer for healing who are facing the challenges at this point of COVID, the challenges of all the other health issues that happen regardless of COVID. We hold all medical teams in prayer for divine guidance and wisdom in their words, their thoughts, and their actions. And for everyone who has felt the push and the pull this week of the energies in this country, we hold that place of peace that we find within that divine stillness, that sacred stillness, and know that we can turn to that at any time and breathe and connect. And for all of the goodness, all of the godness, we are grateful, and so it is. Amen. And now I turn it over to Jeanne and Amy.
Good morning. So grateful to be with you all at Unity of Mesa. I have missed you all dearly. Today I will be singing with my sister Amy, who's visiting us from Stuttgart, Germany. So we're going to begin a song that I wrote many years ago called Ride the Vibe. If you know it, please sing along. my life in peace and harmony, spreading love and kindness everywhere. When I believe in myself, everything is possible. The universe has more than enough for you and me. Let's ride that frequency. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. Align with source and feel the joy. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. I'm gonna ride the vibe into the field of love and light. All I wanna do is love my life, being peace and harmony, spread my love and kindness everywhere. I believe in myself, so everything is possible. The universe has more than enough for you and me. Let's ride that frequency. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. Align with source and feel the joy. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. I'm gonna ride the vibe into the field of love and light. I have a gate within that tells it all. I can tell when I'm being big or small. When my feelings are in joy and love, I can ride the vibe of source. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. Align with source and feel the joy. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. I'm gonna ride the vibe into the field of love. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. Align with source and feel the joy. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe. I'm gonna ride the vibe into the field of love and light. Ride the vibe, ride the vibe, ride the vibe. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie and Amy, so much. And Barb, who helped wrote the song, I believe, or most of the songs today. So thank you, ladies, so much. We appreciate you and love you. There are a few things for you to know, as always. Last fall, Reverend Kathy and I met with a group of our black congregants and two groups of our white congregants, where each group met separately to discuss racism and what we can do together as a community to dismantle racism. So in honor of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, a week from Monday, we are going to put together a special celebration to share with you all. And we would love to have you join us here on Facebook and YouTube for this premiere. And it's a chance to really hear what we worked with. If you participated in the previous Dismantling Racism groups and would like to continue your journey into moving forward, dismantling racism moving forward, the first group meeting is this afternoon at 1:30. Make sure you contact one of us for the link if you missed it in the email this week. And if you're interested in diving into what we did last fall, we are going to offer those first steps that the Aspiring White Ally group, that first step in dismantling racism, in February, starting February the 1st actually. And please sign up on the website. We are beginning a new theme today, the energy of money. And along with the Sunday service talks, we have a diving deeper offering on Sunday evening, where we will actually do a follow-up book study. On Wednesday evening, I'm sorry. So on Wednesday evening at 6:45, we'll be doing a follow-up book study to deepen your personal relationship with the energy of money. And it looks like we could all still be sitting in COVID. Do something productive during that time. We also have 4 more class offerings coming SEE week in February, and they're all virtual classes. We have 4 different instructors. We have Dr. Reverend Paul Hasselback, who will be teaching metaphysics, and he teaches at Unity Institute. We will also have invited Tim O'Connor back. She is adjunct faculty at Unity of Phoenix, and then Reverend Kathy and myself will be teaching metaphysics, Hebrew scriptures, interpretation, discerning your purpose, and foundations of unity. And then you can find all of our announcements, our registrations, and more on the Things for You to Know page on our website at unityofmesa.org, plus information on our virtual fellowship, prayer support, and more. And we're so grateful for all the ways you show up in the world at this time, through your prayers, your affirmations, and letting your light shine, and giving from your abundance, and I would say, and giving to be part of the flow of the energy of the money. And we'll talk about that more during the lesson. And together we can enlighten, we can empower, and we can energize one another to uplift our world, and it needs a little uplifting right now, through a greater expression of God. And there are many ways to financially support this spiritual community, indirectly by ordering books through our website links. And The Energy of Money, the book The Energy of Money, can be found there. Adding the Unity Church of the East Valley as your favorite charity on Smile Amazon and Fry's Rewards, or directly by sending a check, and we pick up the mail every day, or through our online giving using our Give Plus app. All the info on how to give and more can be found at that website. And if you are watching on YouTube, just click the link in the description. Now, if you will take the gift of love in your hands and say our Unity offering blessing: divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit of Abundance. So I'm trying to learn how to do this, like the pros do, where they've got the prompter in front of them. We'll see how it works. Anyway, so we're doing a mini lesson this morning because it's the beginning of a new series that we'll be spending several weeks on. And by the end, you may be going way too many weeks, but I think there's some powerful pieces in this that if you hang in here with us, it can change your life. I know there were pieces of this because I was walked through some of this starting last January that made 2020 one of the most productive, most personally productive year in my life, probably in the last 10 years, 8 years. So let's dive in. Maria Namath wrote, "Our relationship with money calls us to wake up, to see how we're handling all kinds of energy. Not only money, but time, physical reality, physical vitality, enjoyment, creativity, and the support of friends." So money, time, physical vitality, enjoyment, creativity, and the support of friends. So I'm calling on you to explore the lessons with me that we'll be learning over these next 8 weeks to enrich every aspect of your life. Successful people, not just wealthy people, but those who have succeeded in using money to realize their heart's desires, have all learned one skill. They have all learned how to handle energy. Not how to handle money, how to handle energy. Yes, they know how to handle money, but they've learned how to handle that energy that it is and have transferred it over to those other areas of their life. So we're about to embark on a hero's journey of exploring the energy of money, because money is the most tangible and measurable and measurable energy out of those areas. All right, so we're going to explore it at an intimate level. Means you're going to be asked some questions, and you're going to be asked, can you be truthful about it? You don't have to share with me. Yeah, I'm on the screen, I'm far away. But I'm going to ask you to be truthful with yourself. And that's hard. That is really hard. And we'll talk about that. And we're going to kind of create this map using 12 different principles that will free up the energy in our lives and increase our awareness of the energy of money. And as we increase that awareness of the energy of money, we increase the power of money in our own lives, as well as our own personal power. We're going to be exploring the hidden landscape of beliefs, behavior patterns, and habits that underlie and sometimes subvert how we use money and other forms of energy. We will explore how to unleash and focus that energy of money to make it work for us. And you know, we don't know what this year has to offer us. It definitely didn't start out the way many of us were hoping, probably. It's been kind of a kicker this week, hasn't it? But we do know it will not be the same as usual. It will be a time of exploration and living in more questions than answers, possibly. And with that in mind, what would life be like if we imagine money to be an amazing field of energy that we can harness and use for good, instead of money being a drain or a whirlpool that sucks it away from us and out of our hands' reach? So several of my spiritual mentors along the way have taught that anything you put intention into becomes spiritual. So let's turn exploring the energy of money into a spiritual journey for the next 8 weeks by putting sacred intention into this work. And I know it sounds like a long series, but I really think that your life is valuable. And if you think about how much of your life is embedded with money. So this is going to be an ongoing journey. And you know, when we take a journey, we get flooded with stimuli and all sorts of new things. And we take from it and carry with us those things that uplift us, that give us hope, give us strength, give us courage, and we throw the rest away, right? So on this journey on money, be open to receiving things. And I remember last January when I started this journey with this material, as I said yes to a year of self-care study and work. I remember seeing that and went, I've seen that before. I've done the hero's journey before. But there was just one little piece that I went, wow, I get it. That's it. And created a whole different experience for me this year. And I have done more this year in my own personal life, for personal expansion, personal growth, than probably the last year and a half, 2 years maybe, than the previous 6 years since leaving seminary. So I want to share it with you because I'm excited, and I invite you to stay the path, even though you may leave a Sunday going, it didn't feed my heart. Okay, I get that. It may not feed your heart, because we're going to be talking about some things you're going to have to take up here before you can take it down here. And maybe not. Hopefully, but hopefully you will let it come in. And so we're going to look at, what are you using money for? Does it further your life's intentions? Are you contributing to the lives of others? Does it bring lasting satisfaction? Or are you using it for instant gratification because your life is off kilter? And that's the killer for me. Are you using it for instant gratification because your life is off kilter? We are doing this Wednesday evening book study because there are many, many practices within each principle that we'll be studying. And I would like you to be able to have some guidance into going deeper. You know, when we walk a spiritual journey, we're always invited to walk with a mentor, walk with a partner, walk with somebody who can reflect back to you. And so whether you join us on Wednesday night or you grab a friend and say, hey, will you do this study with me? And you grab the book and you walk through it on your own. It's not difficult to walk through, but it's having someone be that reflection for you. Joseph Campbell said that money is congealed energy, and releasing it releases life's possibilities. So, right now, if you by any chance have a piece of money laying around right next to you in a pocket or something, I know we're all at home and we don't have our purses or our billfolds or anything with us. But if you don't have a piece of money, pick up a piece of paper or just pretend like this $10 bill is in your hand. So this one's kind of new. It's kind of crunchy. It makes some noise here. So imagine where it has been. And you can grab the hand sanitizer later, yes. So imagine all the places. This one's pretty new, so it's maybe been at the bank. It's been in a teller's hand. It's been in a distributor's hand. I don't think it's brand new though, but it's not been all over the place. So it's got a little bit of energy into it, but now it's got my energy in it. And what I do with it, and I will use this money. This was in my little stash to promote something that has supported me spiritually this year, and I want to make it through the COVID lockdowns. And so this money is destined to keep a spiritual institution alive. And I will leave it as a tip for an employee at that place. And then that employee may take it home, and I'm thinking of one in particular, has some young children, maybe take it home to get something for one of her children who maybe is sick that day and needs some comfort. And so the money then gets deposited at the store, and the store clerk hands it out as change to someone. And that someone on the way out the door is kind of flustered and it's just kind of holding things, carrying things, and drops it. And so someone else picks it up. And that someone is on his way in to pick up prescription for his wife. And the money for her health care is draining their money rapidly. But he looks at this and he goes, she needs to be cheered up. And he uses it to splurge. It was a gift. He uses it to splurge on some flowers. And that it goes home and cheers her up, just to fills her heart, right? To think that he thought about her that way and was being so caring and taking care of her. And so then it's back in the hands of the clerk, and the clerk uses it as change again for someone else. And that someone says, here, put it in to provide food. Let me buy $10 worth of rice with it or something. And then takes that food to a food bank. And that food then feeds how many people? 10 pounds of rice feeds a fair amount of people a meal, or takes it, yeah, maybe not a food bank, but to a shelter or someplace where they feed people, homeless shelter. So think about the energy that this money carries, all the places it travels to. Can you sense that energy? Can you sense the story in that and what that does? And what if you are able to unleash that energy intentionally? So we will now that you have a sense of what we're going to be working with, let's prepare for that sacred stillness that we find in meditation, followed by a song.
Good morning. Please close your eyes. Place your hands over your heart. And take 3 deep cleansing breaths. And as you return to your normal breathing, drop down from your head into your heart. To rest in that place of pure energy, of pure love, of pure connection to all. Our hearts generate the energy of love, compassion, understanding, and wisdom. Let's just take a few moments to breathe into our hearts and to breathe out of our hearts as we exhale. As we gather the energy that nurtures us through our breath. As we sit in meditation, we experience that energy, that heart energy, that pure energy of love, compassion, understanding, and wisdom. Slowly Open your eyes. Return to your surroundings. And know that energy is always available to you. And so it is.
The song is called There Is Enough by the Yayas, Barb Horton and myself. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. Here and now I know that all I need is there for me. I remember who I am and demonstrate prosperity. I know that as I give with love and pure integrity, the universe reciprocates with gifts that I receive. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. I know that when I suffer, I have some work to do. Get rid of all my stories that keep me separate from you. And when that healing takes place, my world is filled with peace. The energy is free now and blessings flow to me. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. I step into my purpose, so passionate and free, not knowing how or where I'll get the help that I may need. With gratitude and peace, I release and I let go. With the knowledge it is done, I am already in the flow. I'm in the flow. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. There is enough for you and me, for you and me. There's enough, there's enough, there's enough, there's enough, there's enough, there's enough, there's enough.
Thank you so much for that beautiful song and the meditation. Always appreciate those who come in and support this service on Sundays or whenever you're seeing it. Why are we doing this work? I think I shared with you. It is sacred work. It is sacred. It's so sacred because of the way we have been created. We've talked about this so often that we are co-creators with God, right? And we get this divine idea, divine mind. It creates this divine idea, and then we get to manifest it. And so it's not really the law of attraction. It is co-creating, and so it is beyond the law of attraction. And metaphysically, the first book, the first part of Genesis, on the 7 days of creation, it is the story of how that happens, which would be a wonderful Bible talk someday, but not today. So I'm going to try to make this as heartfelt as I can instead of heady, but it's still going to be a little bit heady. I'm just sorry, it is. So those of you who prefer the intellectual side of spiritualism, it's okay. You may be happier. But all right. So I want to read a little bit from this book, just a little bit. And she talks about we do have the ability to focus our consciousness on an idea, then translate that idea into an actual form or a behavior that enables us to protect ourselves, remove ourselves from danger, or make our lives easier. We can make ideas into physical reality, and we have always taught that at Unity. Successful people, however, are conscious conduits of energy, and therefore they have been able to increase the power of their energy and where it goes, which means they can increase their money power, their time power, and their own personal power, because they are conscious conduits of energy. So that's what we're working towards figuring out how to do. And just a few more ideas out of here to give you a feeling of what this is about. So David Bohm talked about the holographic universe, where every aspect of our life has a reflection in every other aspect. And this means how you do money is how you do life. Our relationship with money is a metaphor for our relationship with all forms of energy: time, physical vitality, enjoyment, creativity, and the support of friends. And these are the energies that empower our lives. Without any one of them, life becomes more difficult. And so if we can learn how to be the conduit of those energies, of energy that shows up in these forms, wow, how would life change? When you learn to use money energy, you can use any form of energy with ease. So think about it for a moment. Do you ever have enough money? Do you ever have enough time? Do you ever have enough physical vitality? They're all the same energy. Must you hoard money to feel secure? Must you reserve your support of others in order to feel safe? Do you waste your money? Do you fritter away your time? I think that's been part of our issue getting this out this week, is we frittered away our time on Wednesday because we let our energy get pulled out into the happenings in the news, and then it took a while to pull that energy back into that conduit so that we could really get focused for this. And do you know exactly how much money is in your checking account right now? Do you have an accurate picture of your current physical health right now? So as we do energy in one area, we can learn to do it in another. She says that the purpose of being human is to wake up and become conscious of the energy in our lives. So next, I want to take us to the playing field. This is the diagram that changed my life last year. So if Laurie can put that up, I want to talk about it a little bit. So this is very much what we talk about in the absolute, in the relative realm, and unity language. But they talk about it as the visionary reality and the physical reality, which is the same thing. So in the visionary reality is where the ideas, the dreams, and the visions are created. And think about when you get this idea and you start to run with it, you get really excited about it. The energy is really high, right? And you feel inspired. And it's where it's easy to mistake inspiration for action. So I was all expired to change my office around, which I moved everything around, but in order to move things around, I had to put things on the floor. And so now I'm walking through a maze in my office to get to my desk because something happened. It happened at the border. So as we have these ideas and these dreams and these visions, and we decide it's going to feed our life's intention, and my life's intention is to have more time, which means I need a little bit more order in my office so that I'm not looking for things over and over again. So that was it. So move things around, and there's a lot of heavy stuff in my office. So I started the process. I'm excited about it. My energy was high. Wow, I moved bookshelves, I moved desks, I moved all sorts of things. I moved a chair into my office so I could sit in a comfortable chair. But when I got to this border, everything started to fizzle out. Because in the physical reality, things take energy. They take money, time, physical vitality, creativity, enjoyment, and relationship. Those things take energy, and I ran out of time. And my monkey mind, down here at the border, I had this little monkey mind hit me. As I'm making this happen, and things start to change as far as some demands on my life. And they were unpredictable demands on my life that I hadn't planned on. And they were a lack of setting boundaries in my life that I'd worked so hard to shift. But I got met at this border from my vision that I was all excited about to the reality. I was going to need some time and some physical energy to make this happen. And as life around me changed, that all dissipated. And so now I just have a mess. And the physical outlay looks really good, but now I have to clean up all the mess on the floor. And so I still don't have what I really was so excited about. But the trouble at the border is called monkey mind. And I just love this because monkey mind was what really shifted for me. So monkey mind is a concept from Buddhism, and we've talked about it in meditation. Your monkey mind's going. It's that self-criticizing aspect of our mind that swings us from doubt to worry and back to doubt. And it chatters the loudest and longest when we threaten to change the status quo. Even if the status quo is something we long to leave behind, it doesn't like change. It doesn't like risk, and it doesn't like any steps we take toward the border, towards new territory, towards making life just a little bit different. So according to Sogyal Rinpoche, and I probably slaughtered that, I'm sorry. In the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, he said we can think of monkey mind like a beehive. So we've got this buzzing beehive, and we can poke at the bees and provoke them into this heightened frenzy, and probably in the process get stung or get chased away, right? And it gets to the point where we can't turn it off. Or we can just ignore the bees and leave them alone. And the buzz will still be there. They'll still be buzzing around, but we aren't going to get stung. We're going to be fine. It's the same with the monkey mind. We can poke it and provoke it and feed it, and it goes into this frenzy to the point where we can't turn it off. It's just chattering away. Da, 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 da. But if we don't feed it, it can't grow to that, and it doesn't become directed towards us. If we leave it alone, ignore it. But before we ignore it, listen for a moment. Is it true? You know, my monkey mind telling me don't get too close to the edge of the rim up at the canyon probably keeps me safe, because we know that there's undercuts in that, and as much as I would love to get over an inch closer and see, it keeps me safe, keeps me back, right? So that monkey, that's a good thing. Thank you, monkey mind. Thank you for keeping me safe. That's what your job is. But my monkey mind telling me, oh, you just can't change this room around. You need to put it back because it's just too much work. You should never have started it, and da da da. And you'll never get through those piles on that floor, and da da. I can ignore it. I'm going, no. My room is going to feel better when I finish this, and I'm going to find the energy to do this. I'm going to pull that energy that I had, and I am going to finish. I'm not going to let you stop me. I'm not going to let the outside distractions stop me. This is important. And so my monkey mind is still going, da 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 da, and you never should have, and all of those, why did you start this? You never finished this, or I don't have to buy into it. I can let it do all it wants to do, but I can say no. I know I'm going the right direction. I know in my heart I'm going the right direction. I know from my physical vitality. I know from my energy of time. I need to do this. Alright, so we can know that whenever we are going to cross that border, that we will encounter monkey mind at some level. As we cross that border, the energy will start to coalesce into objects that have form, density, and size, and it takes energy, not money, it takes energy to change anything that's in that relative or physical reality. And so if I want to move all the rest of the way over the border into physical reality with clarity, focus, ease, and grace, I need to have maybe some handholds to help me. And so we look at a few of the handholds that we will talk about during this time is being willing, the coaching arena, your standards of integrity, your life's intentions, and taking authentic action. And that is what we will be working with going forward. Maria Namath wrote, "Our task as humans is to wake up and become conscious conduits for energy. We are channels that move money and the other forms of energy in the direction of our dreams so we can bring them to fruition. The first principle of our journey that we're starting today, I'm inviting you to stay with me, is our greatest power is to be willing. It is the power to say yes in the face of doubts, worries, fears, dislikes, objections, and all your monkey mind conversations. It is being willing, or being willing is the ticket to a life of creativity, of power, and fulfillment. It has changed my life in every way. So without being willing, you cannot be on this hero's journey. You must go because you want it. You must go because you want it to be more fulfilling, to be more satisfying, to be more expansive maybe. You cannot be on the journey as a victim, as a martyr, or because somebody forced you to do it. You have to want it. You must be willing to explore your relationship with money because it is pervasive in our lives. So just for the next 24 hours, keep a little piece of paper and a pencil or pen by you. Every time something that involves money comes into your brain, into your vision, into your hearing, just put a tick and see how often money comes into your life. My guess is you will be amazed. Even as we are semi-isolated and not out in the world, if you're listening to TV, any TV ad you hear, anything on TV that talks about money, anything, just tick it and see how much of how often in our day we connect with money and the energy that we carry about it. So we get beyond the monkey mind by using the 4 steps of the coaching model. The steps are look, see, tell the truth, and authentic action. So by look we mean, because looking should be easy, right? But the question that we're going to work with for a while on this journey is, are you willing to look at how you leak money in spite of the objections of your monkey mind? So how often is it the $4 at that frozen treat place to get that peppermint hot cocoa frozen dessert, right? Or where do we let our money go because we see something when we walk through the store and we just grab it? Where are the places that we leak money? And then staying with something long enough that what we're actually looking at pops into clear view. Like those dot pictures they had at one point, some of us are a little bit older, remember them, where you'd stare at this picture of dots, and you stared at it, and you stared at it, and then all of a sudden, pop, 2 dolphins pop out of it. Or the picture where, do you see the duck or do you see the rabbit? And when you stare at it long enough, you can go back and forth between both of them. Because when we stay with something long enough, we start to see what we didn't at first notice. And when we're looking at money and what we're doing with it, we need to look close. We need to look long. And then telling the truth. And this isn't being honest, this is telling the truth. So the difference is, when we're talking about honesty, we're talking about our feelings, our thoughts and judgments, our justifications, our blaming. So I feel guilty about spending so much money at the mall today. That's not what we're going to be looking at. We're looking at how our money leaks. We'd be looking at the facts, the truth. I spent $45 for a scarf, $50 for a blouse, and $10 for lunch. And that is $50 more than I said I would spend. No feelings involved, no thoughts and judgments, no justification, no blaming, just this is the facts. And then we need to take authentic action. And for something to be an authentic action, it means it cleans up the mess that traps energy. Like finishing to clean up my disorganized floor in my office so that it is no longer an energy suck when I walk into my office. Or to clean up credit card debt so it opens for that desire you have maybe to have money being put away for a college fund for a grandchild, or for a trip, a vacation someplace. It moves you closer to your goal. And if my goal is to spend less time at work, and I clean my office up, right, I'm going to know exactly where everything is, and I'm not going to wonder if it's in that pile, or that pile, which only takes a few minutes, but it's a few minutes multiple times during the day, and all of a sudden it's an hour or it's 2 hours, and then I'm going, I've worked too many hours today. So I can change that. I can take my energy and shift it into a 15-minute cleanup in here and be done. And it will open up a space for me to use energy for something more constructive. So I'm not doing the talk at 7 o'clock on Friday morning after I couldn't get it together on Thursday night, right? So one of the things I hear the most from people, especially when we do offerings and love offerings for classes instead of fees for classes, is I wish I could give more, but for us, we do love offerings because it's a spiritual practice to be part of the flow of energy, flow of abundance. Where did this go? Where did the energy go? And so, what would it be like to choose what you give based on your standards of integrity and your life's intentions instead of a sense of lack about money because you haven't figured out how to use the energy of money, which means you're probably feeling some lack in your life, in your physical vitality, and support from friends. And so what if we learn how to use that energy differently? And we do it through this work with money, because money is tangible and measurable. And folks, this is a lonely journey if you try to do it all by yourself. Please, we invite you to join us on Wednesday evening for as many classes as you can make, so that you've got some support, you've got reflection, you've got somebody asking you the hard questions. Or if that's not a possibility for you, please buy the book, find that trusted friend who will speak truth to you, and work through the book together during the week. And let's spend some time on this playing field together as we explore the energy of money this winter. Thank you for listening to me this morning, and hope you all can hang in here, because I think you'll get a lot out of this. Blessings. Bye.
This song is called Just Believe, written by the Yayas. There's a place I love to go in my mind where ideas begin to flow, and I love it because the ideas come from beyond my control. When you connect to the special place of higher consciousness and grace, all of the answers to all of your needs begin to surface. You've got to ask for what you want, clear and believe that it's your time. The universe responds to you when you get clarity. Go inside and see yourself, being the person you want to be. It's time to put away the past and accept your good now. Just believe. Many times we find ourselves thinking thoughts that bring us fear, and we don't really know how much we limit our lives each day. We have to train our minds to be happy and peaceful in harmony, aligning with our higher self so we can manifest. You got to ask for what you want, be clear and believe that it's your time. The universe responds to you when you get clarity. Go inside and see yourself, being the person you want to be. It's time to put away the past and accept your good when you get clarity. Go inside and see yourself being the person you want to be. It's time to put away the past and accept you're good now. Just believe, just believe, just believe.
So today I want to thank everybody who so graciously helped put this service together as our energies leaked all over the place this week, and we're getting back into the swing of the routine. So thank you for those who said yes and didn't get the information you needed or missed the information you needed. Thank you for those who helped with the technology that wasn't always doing what we needed it to do. And thank you for Lori for patiently waiting through all of this as we got our pieces to her. And for those who stepped in at the last minute on Friday morning. And it is an honor to bring this service to you. And so let us close out with our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week as you build your energy conduit. Namaste.